I'm Maria Cantwell from Washington State, and I'm proud to be here with my colleagues, Senator Murray and Senator Roberts, and my colleague from the House, Congressman Dix, and I think we'll be joined soon by Congressman Inslee and Congressman Tiahrt. Well,
and Congressman Reichert.
And Congressman Reichert. They're there. And we're glad to be here with members of SPEA. It's a very important organization, and I'm glad to see that SPEA is well represented by women engineers as well.
Yeah.
But the Boeing employees make the best airplanes in the world, and they also make the best military planes. And we're here today because the decision by the Air Force just doesn't add up. It just doesn't add up when it comes to fuel costs. The fact that the Boeing plane is 24% more fuel efficient, and over the life cycle of the plane, the Boeing plane will save American taxpayers more dollars. The Air Force says it wants to build a more greener, fuel efficient airplane industry for its fleet, and yet it goes for a more expensive plane on fuel costs. The Air Force is half of the federal government's fuel costs. So this is a very important issue, and the fact that they chose another plane over Boeing just doesn't add up. It also doesn't add up that they have chosen a plane on the life cycle costs that don't include the expansion of various runways around the globe that will have to be lengthened if they pick the larger Northrop Grumman Airbus plane. It just doesn't add up that somehow that could be cheaper to the American taxpayers when those airways will have to be expanded and we will have to pay the cost. And it doesn't add up that the overall life cycle costs aren't considered into these other issues of maintenance that my colleagues have already addressed. It's clear from the RFP that the cost of providing maintenance for the Boeing plane is also cheaper. So we want answers. We want answers as to these life cycle costs and why these numbers just don't add up. We also want answers, as this particular case is a very important issue for our trade enforcement laws. Today, we will be sending a letter, my colleagues Senator Murray and Senator Roberts, along with Senator Baucus, Senator Stabenow, and other members of the Finance Committee, to the President of the United States, telling him that this action of purchasing a Airbus plane that is Airbus airframe that is subsidized by the European government makes it very difficult for the United States to argue on enforcement issues on the issue that Boeing has brought before the WTO, the fact that they do not want to compete against government subsidized planes on the airframe that they have actually already beaten in the commercial marketplace. Now the federal government, as they're trying to fight that WTO case, is going and purchasing that same airframe that has been subsidized. So we are sending a letter to the President telling him not to endanger the trade enforcement laws that we have by going ahead with this deal. So we are going to work hard to get answers for the taxpayers, and as my colleagues have said, to bring a war fighter to the men and women who are serving our country that they deserve.